Hope you're living good. Hope you're feeling great. It's Monday. It's another great start to the week. We're checking in here. What I want to talk about today is something that I realized and began to work on within the last year, I believe. I really took into consideration the implications of what this has to do with. Um, it's something that has helped me increase my focus in many ways and change the way that I look at what I'm staying present in, what I'm keeping relevant in my life on a basic technological standpoint or point of view. This has helped me change the way that I pay attention. In many ways, this has helped me stay focused in ways that I didn't realize I was losing beforehand. Okay, and I said a year, probably within the last 2 years, in the grand scheme of what I'm talking about here today. What I'm talking about, it plays into the idea of your attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. Right? We talked about that before. Many people have talked about that before. So when it comes to technology, and when it comes to how much information we're consuming on a daily basis, well, it's easy to see that it's more than ever before for pretty much everybody, at least in first world countries that have smartphones and the streaming services and so on and so forth. We consume more information than ever before. Now, this is a blessing and a curse. Excuse me. For most people, it ends up being a curse. Now, I say that because what happens is that there's so much information out there that we don't value the information that could actually help us change our life in many ways, right? We don't value knowledge as much because knowledge isn't just power. It's applied knowledge is power, right? So you have to learn and then apply, learn and apply, learn and apply. And true learning is applying, right? Besides my point. What I'm talking about here today is what you allow to be relevant, your notifications, your constant daily search throughout your time, right? Using your phone in general. What all are you going to choose to be a part of? Because if you don't really think about it, you'll just surf and surf and surf through a million different situations and concepts and ideas. And cooking videos and cat videos and funny videos and politics and so on and so forth. And this may seem insignificant, especially if you've done it for years at this point. Like it may just seem like your day-to-day cycle. I get that 100%. I grew up on social media. I grew up with the funny videos. Y'all remember iFunny? iFunny was crazy. But what happens is that you continue to consume a ton of really, most of the time, irrelevant information. And even when it is relevant information, it can still be more information than you need. Right? Well, what do I mean by that? What I mean is we live in hyper-stimulating times. Any TV show you watch, the good ones, which is most of them nowadays, or tons of them, they know how to keep you so hooked by just complete immersion, complete emotional attachment to the storyline, to the characters, and so on and so forth. So we're so attached, right? This is mega stimulating. Like, we're not watching black and white TV anymore with a couple jokes. No, we're watching storylines that hook us into the emotional depth to where we feel like we are that character. And that's just one part of it, right? If you're watching an action show, it's obviously action movies are better than ever before. Basically, altogether, all the entertainment that we can consume is more entertaining than ever before. It is more captivating than ever before. On top of that, there is tons of new stress, this, that, and the third. We don't deal with our stresses properly nowadays. And there's so much information out there, and that's part of why we don't deal with it as good as we could. Right? We have a stressful day at work. We argue with our boss. We argue with our coworkers. Something negative happens with the clients. So and that continues to roll down. We stress out. We get all up in our head, and we come home and we just want to watch the TV. Well, that stress from the day builds up, and it's not vacations and relaxation that take that stress away. No, there's recovery. Most people, Western people, don't talk about recovery, ideas of recovery, of recovering from these stresses, because stress is always going to be there. And relaxation doesn't fix it. It's just momentarily, it feels good. It makes you feel like you're doing something. It makes you feel like it's actually providing you some sort of relief when it's not. We don't learn to take the time to meditate, to journal, to reflect, to be in those moments of pain and accept whatever happened for what it is, and then see how we could have acted better, right? Notifications, for instance, right? This is kind of apart from what I was saying just there. Notifications, your notifications that you allow to be on your device, are a direct representation of how connected you are to whatever it is that you're connected to. They basically show you what you're choosing that is important. What is important to you on a day-to-day basis? What do you want to be constantly reminded of? Now, might sound really simple to you, but here's the thing. There's so much information out there. If you just leave all notifications on, and you have the hundreds of apps that we all do nowadays, you're allowing so much of an energy drain for so many things that probably aren't that relevant. Because if you have so many focuses, if you don't have focus on anything, right? Like, let's say you got a family, let's say you got a job, let's say you got an interest in football, an interest in cooking, an interest in arts and crafts, an interest in decorating, an interest in outdoor gardening, an interest in boxing, da 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 da. You have all these different interests. That's great. But if you choose to focus on them all at one time, you're not focused on any of them, because we only have so much time. We only have so much energy. So when you have all these different interests, but like you have your stressors as well, like your family, like it's amazing, but it takes time, takes energy, and it can be a stressor at times. There's certain things that are more stressful, a part of your family and your maybe your job as well, that drain you altogether, and you have to figure out how to deal with that stress. But as soon as you get away from the stressors of those moments, you're going straight into focusing on 20 different things, 20 different completely separate topics. It's too much. First of all, you're not going to make progress in any of those other areas, but you're also going to overstimulate your mind. Your mind's not going to be able to keep up with, well, let me say it like this. The only way your mind knows how to work through that is to constantly think about each little thing. Because you're choosing to be so unfocused and think about, and you likely don't meditate, you don't work on your present moment focus. You're watching cooking videos, but you're thinking about the stress about that situation at work and the stress about that situation in your family, and then the cat video that was really funny, and then the video of, how to work out and this da 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 da. You're thinking about all these things at once, so it's no wonder you feel anxious. It's no wonder you can't process through an issue effectively, or you struggle to do so. And then if you fall into the trap of labels, and you fall into the idea that I'm just anxious, right? I just have this. I'm just this way. This is just me. I don't know what to do about it. And you push yourself farther and farther away from that responsibility. Well, then you could just see from the standpoint of how I'm explaining it right here, how that is a recipe for disaster. You have stressful situations, or perceivably possible stressful situations. You don't have any way to deal with the stress. You have no way to deal with the stress. Your stress just bubbles over. All the things that you do to deal with your stress cause more stress. No wonder it's a shit show sometimes. You have so much ability to be abundant. You have so much love in your life from your family. Maybe you have a good job, whatever it is. But if you don't take that time to personally develop yourself and understand what it is that you're choosing to focus on, it's going to run your life. Your lack of focus is going to run your life. And you're not going to know why. And the farther and farther away you push from that responsibility, the harder it is to get back in control and have that control. But it's always possible. You just have to be willing to face the pain. You have to be willing to face the fact that it could be you who's causing your issues because of your undeveloped focus. Because we all face it nowadays. We all have the opportunity, the liability of being unfocused, of not being able to focus truly. So work on it. Take the time. Accept where you're at. Don't beat yourself up, but make a difference. Think about where you'd rather be. Think about how much more focus you could have. Begin to take massive action. Begin to eliminate slowly but surely, or if you can do it fastly, in a sustainable way more than anything. Eliminate the things that are wasting your energy and time or your focus for not a proper amount of benefit. Eliminate the liabilities. Work on what really matters to you and fall in love with that process of development. I love you guys. Go have an amazing week. Let's go get them. Let's go get them, man. Let's just go freaking get them. I'm going to say it 3 times. Join the Discord. Follow me on Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Let's go.